Okay, carrying on from last lesson, we're going to use Active Directory, and there's two ways to get it: Tools and Active Directory, or Windows Administrative Tools, and you can get it from in there as well. Whichever way you want to do it, I think this way is probably faster. So once we've got Active Directory opened, if we click our domain, which is Nest, click the arrow, and then you'll see we've got, these are called organizational units, or OUs, but I've covered that in the lesson. Here's all the default users, but we want to make a new OU, so I'm going to call, I'm going to right click, so right click Nest Local, New, and I'm going to make an organizational unit, and I'll call it IT students. Okay, we'll leave this ticked without it. You can accidentally delete the container, and you'll see it makes a new one called IT students with nothing in it. Then I right click that and I do new, and I can click user, and when I get a user I can type in first name Joe, surname blogs, then I can give it a logon name. I'll just make it Joe. I could easily make it joe.blogs or joe.b, but to log on to networks to be straightforward for this guy, he's just going to type in Joe. I click next. I'll put a password in. And just for ease, because we're testing a server, user cannot change password and password never expires. We'll leave it like that for now. And click next and finish. And there's a user made. That's as simple as it is to make a user. If you double click it and you go to profile and account, you'll see all their details. I'll come to more features of this as we go along. You can right click a user and you can disable account, or you can reset the password. So that's as easy as it is to create a user. The next thing we're going to do is create a home directory for them. So on my machine, okay, I'm going to go to browser then. This PC and the C drive. Okay, so I'll just repeat that. Browser there. This PC, the C drive. I'll make a new folder and I'm going to call it IT Stew. So IT Students Home. That's what I'm going to call it. IT Stew Home. I right click it. Once I've made it, go to Properties, and I go to Sharing and Advanced Sharing. Share this folder and do permissions. Because it's a test server, I'm going to give everyone full control. And then I'm going to add in, if I type in domain and do check name, you'll see I've got domain users. So I'll add them in and click OK, and I'll give them full control. This is just because it's a test server. I'm going to click apply and OK, apply again and OK, and now close. And if I go back to this and click properties and go to sharing, you'll see that the network path is //owl1/IT Stew Home. So we need to remember that path. So I've just copied and pasted it. So now that we've got a shared folder and we've confirmed it, if I go to Joe Blogs and I go to Profile, Connect, I can pick a drive for his home. We'll leave it on Z. And if I type, I've copied and pasted in, but it's // the name of the server, backslash the name of the folder or the share, then backslash, and we put in what we need to do is put in a wildcard path of percentage username percentage. My computer glitched there, hopefully the recording's okay. So percentage username percentage. So percentage username percentage, and if I click apply, you see it's changed it to Joe. So percentage username percentage is a sort of more of a wildcard for typing that in. So I click OK, and now if I go to my C drive and go to IT Stu Home, you'll see there's a folder there called Joe, and if I go to properties and security, you'll see that Joe Blogs is there with permissions. We can tighten the permissions up later on. So if I was to make a new user, so I can right click, new user, this time I'll type in Neil Davis, and I'll type in username will be Neil D. It doesn't detect the uppercase and lowercase. Neil D. Next. Put the password in. And I'll undo these two just for our test. And I'll click next and finish. I've made the account. If I go into profile, connect. So I'll do backslash owl1, which is the name of the server, IT or backslash IT Stu Home, which is the name of the share, and then I put in the wildcard percentage username percentage, and if I click apply, that should change to Neil D if I've done the permissions and everything right. It's changed as Neil D, and I click OK. Next time I go back in profile, you'll see it's got Neil D there, so click OK. And if I go to the C drive again, you'll see it's made a folder there with the permissions for me, or for Neil D, not for me specifically. One other thing to speed things up, what you can do is you can right click and copy and call it template IT Stu, and just call it template 1 because we'll never use it. Click next, put the password in. So it's just like making a normal user, but you see it's kept those settings. Next and finish. And now if I go to the C drive, you see it's made template 1 as well. So the next time I want to make a user now, all I do is I right click template 1, copy, and call it whatever I want to do. So I could type in and it's just kept those two settings there. And I click finish, and it's made the user, and it's made the profile, and it's made the Z drive, their home drive. So that's a lesson on creating users, creating a template for users to speed things up, and creating a share drive, and a little bit about network mapping, as in // server name / share name. That's how you remotely connect to various drives and things. So that's the lesson on creating users and creating shares. In the next lesson, we'll look at a few more different tasks, like perhaps creating a login script and stuff.